Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another weekly tarot reading. If you are new to my channel, I am a tarot reader and shadow work practitioner. I'm also a whole lot of other things, but that is to come to be revealed on the channel. All right, so let's see, the weekly reading for this is for the week of June 5th. I've done an intuitive reading. Well, not tarot, but I've done an intuitive kind of podcasty kind of thing. Really short, probably about 10 minutes. I will link to it in the description if you're interested in hearing it. For those of you who are looking for more of a energy frequency kind of reading. But let's go ahead and take a look at the week. I'm going to pull a card. Actually, I just put these away. I'm going to pull a card from Kim Krans' Wild Unknown Archetype deck, just to kind of get a feel for what we might be expecting this week as we go about the week. So see if we can find something that Spirit would like to tell us as we move through our week. This is a general reading. It is not meant to resonate with everyone. So if it does resonate with you, please give the video a like, thumbs up, and subscribe if you would like to hear more. I do personal readings. However, I'm also in the middle of training at the moment, so I might only be limited to doing written or recorded readings. So, all right, so let's get it going here and see what Spirit has for us. The underworld, of course. All right. Now, funny thing is that, I think you had a reading previously. I can't remember. There was something else. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of underworld feeling, basically. So, awesome. This is perfect. Underworld. What are we looking at when we're talking about the underworld? Now, a lot of people think, oh, this is about, this can be somewhat of a fearful card, because people think, oh, this is where demons are, this is where this and that and blah, blah, blah. No, this is where we go to get regenerated. This is where we go to feed and be fed life. This is where we go to let go of things that are not for us and be fed and absorb and be nourished by what we need. And so the underworld is this, I don't hate to say the word undertaking, but I just find it funny. This is the undertaking of moving into a space of, it's a transformation, it's a transition and a transformation into something completely everything that you ever needed, really. The underworld, like you can see in the card here, there's all types of earthworms. Come on, card. There's all kinds of earthworms. There's a few eyes staring back. There's some greenery in here. I think that's like a moth maybe, but it's just this rich undersoil. I look at this and I see compost, and compost is used to, again, regenerate, reuse, building food for new life, building a rich kind of like, not a foundational space, but a space of just complete being, without having to be a structure, without having to be a certain age, weight, type, hair length, eye color, anything like that. Everything is taken away so that you can just exist as a being. Nothing is on you. Do you know what I mean? Nothing, there are no labels, there's nothing holding you in the upper world, right? Because I feel like there's this upper world sense of, being like robotic almost in the way that we are moving around the world, almost formulaically, like you're just okay. Anyway, that's my little spiel for that. So let's go ahead and pull some cards, pull some tarot. What does Spirit want us to know about the underworld in our lives this week? This sounds like to me something very transformational. I'm going to use the cards that I typically would use during the self-care reading. So let's go ahead and pull these out. This is I think the Honest Truth Tarot. I believe that's what they are called. Let's see, and we'll go ahead and do some shuffling here. And I'll do this a few times and make this as quick as possible. I'm trying to make these readings a bit shorter. Okay. All right. Okay. And we'll get one more shuffle here and we'll get on our way. Okay, so let's pull. You know what? Let's see. I wanted to do a spread, like a weekly spread, but you know what? I'm just gonna go with this. Look at that. Okay. Let's pull 5 cards because we're just gonna do 5 days of the week. Okay, and of course we got the card on the bottom here. Let's make sure you can see all of that in frame. Awesome. Let's journey. Let's see what we are journeying through this week with this energy of the underworld and being kind of, I want to say like transitioning. Because I also think that astrologically, we're having like some big Uranus energy happening. And Uranus is a planet of, bam, like big change right up front. You have no idea, no clue that it's coming, right? Okay, so the first card we've got out is the 3 of Swords, which is also air sign. I believe that's connected to Libra. 3 of Swords is about heartbreak, sorrow, and betrayal. We've got the 10 of Cups in the reverse. 10 of Cups is related to the sign of, is that Pisces? I think that's Pisces. Mars energy and water. 10 of Cups in the upright position would be about joy, peace, family, and contentment. In the reversed, this is about the opposite of that. This is about losing joy, losing peace, losing family, losing contentment, right? Okay, and then we've got the 2 of Swords in reverse, also Libra. This is moon energy, this is air energy. 2 of Swords in the upright position is about avoidance, stalemate, and decisions. Here it's very clear a decision has been made, okay? But there's also some unbalance here. Imbalance. Okay, the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is about news, communication, and travel. This is the card of Sagittarius. It's also connected to Mercury. Mercury in astrology is coming out of retrograde right now. So this could be some good news coming. Because I always see the 8 of Wands as good news. And it comes quickly too. And then the last card out we've got is the King of Swords. King of Swords is, let's see, Aquarius. I think this is Aquarius energy. Yeah, this is Aquarius. But it's also a cardinal and a fixed sign, but it's air and water. Interesting. Okay, so King of Swords, this is about an intellectual, this is something about ethics, and it's about truth. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Swords, which again is part of this underlying theme. Well, to me, it's the underlying theme as well as this underworld card up here. So let's take a look at it. Three of Swords. So, Three of Swords, God, every time I get this card, it's like, I gotta like do some emotional work to not have a bias attached to it. And I think for if you are watching and you want to read tarot for yourself, it's best to understand the cards for yourself, but then also learn to get beyond it so that you're not biased in the reading. But Three of Swords is it's about heartbreak, sorrow, and betrayal. So you could be reliving some heartbreak or some sort of sorrow or betrayal. And here it's like there's this graffiti heart that seems to be kind of bleeding. So you could be having some kind of like, something kind of sends you into that underworld energy. You might even be having different thoughts about how you structure yourself around relationships, how you structure yourself around accepting losses. Because again, this underworld energy, this is a rich space. It's rich in nutrients. It's very giving, and I say nutrients, but spiritual nutrients, right? The things that we need to help us grow. And so we find here in this Three of Swords, in heartbreak, sorrow, and betrayal, how have we grown? How have we come to where we are today despite heartbreak, sorrow, and betrayal? How have we accepted, maybe even our space in this? Because we're in this underworld energy, and that is the space where you don't have to be a label. You don't have to be, what's the word? You don't have to be anything but understanding. That's it. And so here, with the Ten of Cups in reverse, you understand that this Three of Swords has now caused this upset, this loss of joy, loss of peace, loss of family, loss of contentment. And again, it's the underworld is showing you letting go, right? Understanding what was, either you are able to understand what was lost and put it into some sort of a perspective, or you understand here in this underworld energy that what was previously prescribed to you as being what you thought you wanted, right? What you thought you wanted. That's what it is. What you thought you wanted before is not actually what you needed. It's not actually what you actually were like, I definitely want joy in this certain way. I definitely want peace in this certain way. I definitely want family in this certain way. And I definitely want contentment in this exact certain way. This is saying you are rethinking how you find your joy, your peace, your family, and your contentment. You are not tied to this ideal of how it should look, right? And so as we move throughout the week, yes, and we move through this underworld energy, the Two of Swords in reverse is here. Two of Swords in reverse. In this particular case, this is about a decision being made. Honestly, I see this Two of Swords in reverse in this particular situation. Instead of it being a Two of Swords in reverse, it feels like Ace of Swords upright energy. It is as if you are gifting yourself from your own spirit, from your own higher self. You are gifting yourself a choice. You are choosing you. You are choosing yourself. You are like, you are choosing to just be yourself, which is probably like, even though it sounds like the most mundane thing in the world, it is so hard for some people to just choose to be themselves, right? There are just some people that are just so scared of doing that. I see this Two of Swords energy as coming to a clear understanding of who you are while you are in this underworld space. This is you understanding who you are without having labels, without having to, without having to be boundaried by other people's need to, put you in a certain box, or have you understanding where your joy, your peace, or your family, or your idea of contentment come from. You know. So here's the Eight of Wands coming in. Eight of Wands is about, so here on this card it says news, communication, and travel. This is connected to the sign of Sagittarius. And it's also Mercury. Mercury, again, is moving out of its retrograde place. And this is now, I honestly think that this Eight of Wands is not just communication. It is you communicating to other people about who you are, your boundaries, where you find your joy, where you find your peace, where you find your family, where you find contentment, right? And it might not look like what they particularly want for you, right? But this Eight of Wands, I think, it's this, from this underworld perspective, this is, you are granting yourself permission to be without constraint. Now, last up, we have the King of Swords, intellectual, ethical, and truth. I think this is actually you building a way, without, it's almost as if, okay, the underworld energy is starting to like have served its purpose. And so the King of Swords is like, hey, it's time. It's time for you to stand on what you know. It's time for you to stand on your own ethics, and it's time for you to stand on your own truth. Not everyone else is going to understand those things. And that is exactly what the underworld is for. It's not for everybody to understand. This is definitely, the underworld is a place of where we get to this idea of individualism, individuating, where we understand who we are outside of the group. We understand who we are outside of, what we've done or known or lived for so long. This is like, oh my gosh, I woke up today and all of a sudden I want to be a vegetarian, because all along I wanted to be a vegetarian, right? That's just an example, but I have been considering vegetarianism. But anyway, I'm just saying that as an example, but this is now kind of understanding the underworld space of letting go of tightly held ideals, tightly held morals, tightly held values. It's freedom. It's freedom. This is freedom here. The underworld is freeing you from constraints that were essentially breaking your heart and breaking your soul's heart. Okay, now at the bottom of the deck, there was the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is connected to, it looks like here, Aquarius, the moon, and the air, I believe. Yes, I believe, I think it's air. It has to be air, right? Okay, anyway, it is air because it's swords. All right, so Seven of Swords. It's about, on this card it says running away and hidden dishonor. To me, Seven of Swords has always been about hidden truths or deceptions or things people were keeping from you. So it could be that, a truth comes to light here for you, and it's carried you into this underworld energy in order to, like, whoa, it was almost like something that was such a shock is sending you into this underworld energy to just be able to process, because the thing that happened to you changes your entire belief system, which is so crazy to think about, but there it is. So let's get you some guidance to get you on your way. Let's see. I want to look at the Oracle of E, but I want something a little bit more, something with a little more deep. So let's look at the Shaman's Dream. Let's look at Shaman's Dream. Okay. Let's see what themes might come up for you in this underworld energy. And this, again, is a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone. But again, if it resonates with you, please make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to cut this and do one more shuffle and pull a card from the top. Okay. Empty well. Empty well. I love it. Okay, empty well number 16. Let's go ahead and read that and I'll let you on your way. Empty well. Nothing here. Time to replenish, diminishing yourself for another. Yep. The empty well reveals that there is nothing for you here. The well is dry and the desert is encroaching on your once fertile garden. It is time to face this harsh reality and move on. Give gratitude and thanks. That's important here. Give gratitude when you understand this. Give gratitude and thanks for the abundance that you have experienced, and let Spirit guide you to your next destination. This might mean saying goodbye to something, someone, or something insisting on changing the, let me reread that. This might mean saying goodbye to someone or something, or insisting on changing the rules of the game. Stop diminishing yourself for the sake of another. Making yourself small will not produce the results you want. There is a lack of reciprocity of give and take. The empty well tells you that it is time to reclaim what is yours, and return what does not belong to you. The shadows cast in your direction are not of your making. You do not need to react or respond to them as they are not real. Simply shine your light upon them and see how it dispels them. These shadows are projections that you are confusing for reality. You may have been offered a shovel to help dig yourself out of an uncomfortable situation, a bucket to drink from the well, but you cannot dig yourself out of this hole. And remember that there is no water to be found in that well. Receive the empty well as a gift. Do not exert your energy and waste your resources by repairing the walls or mending the rope. Follow the watercourse way, the aquifers that run deep in the earth, and you will be led to a new spring oasis. You can find these underground streams, these rich natural sources, in the subterranean depths of your own heart. Well, that was a beautiful reading. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you again for a self-care reading, which I didn't get a chance to do it. So I'll see you again soon with a self-care reading. All right, thank you so much. Bye.